double honors due to Yahweh by Shema Mashar, like Yahweh Shai. Right? We give thanks and all honors and double praises to the Heavenly Father, right? Another double honors to our forefathers, right? Especially our elders. That taught us a lot of things in this truth. All right, today's Sabbath service is a mighty Sabbath service. It's the milk, and in this milk, we'll be touching on diverse laws. Right? And it's beautiful that we touch on the law. Because when you first come into the truth, that's the first thing you need. When a baby comes out the womb, that's the first thing a child needs. You understand? So bring out Psalms chapter 8, verse 3.
Come on, bring it out.
The book of Psalms to the 8 verse 3. It say, when I consider thy heavens.
It's like you start verse 2.
Book of Psalms to the 8 verse 2. Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thine enemies, that thou mightest steal the enemy and the avenger.
Read that out again.
Psalm 8 and 2. Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength because of thy enemies, that thou mightest steal the enemy and the avenger.
And you know, that's playing upon table. Right? That's playing upon tables. When you read, right, you come into the truth. It's like you come into this truth, you're going to be a babe, but the more you read, right, the little things you know, and you're going to be able to explain those things through the Spirit of power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And bring out one more. Bring out 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 10. Milk is essential for life in the beginning. When you come into this truth, that milk, or in this context, the law is essential. Because you've been sinning all in the world. You've been a downright dirty nigga or nigga woman, right? You've been committing adultery, right? What else do you do? You hate, you hold grudges, you smoke weed, right? So that's why we have to go over law. You have to be that new creature. And every new creature, when they come out the womb, what do they need? Milk. So you got it, King.
The book of 2nd Esdras chapter 8 and verse 10. For thou hast commanded out of the pots of the body, that is to say, out of the breast milk to be given, which is the fruit of the breast.
And we suck on the breast of wisdom. That's how we get our knowledge. Right? It's not talking about actually sucking on the Bible, right? You're looking for the teeth. Right? This is spiritual. This is hip talk. You continue.
That the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time, till thou disposest it to thy mercy.
See that? Until it get nourished up. And then you grow in this thing. And then you know about the dark parables. And then you know about the meat. And then you know about dates and history and things of that nature. Right? But until then, you have to make sure that you're drinking of that milk. Don't go eat the milk. It's like, don't go eat the meat first. You're eating a big ass steak. And you don't know about the law. I want to know all the deep mysteries. Brother, you're breaking about 10 commandments right now. Those deep mysteries aren't going to be beneficial to you. One more Psalms 111 and 5.
Book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 5. Reads. It says, He hath given meat unto them that fear him. He will never be mindful. He will ever be mindful of his covenant.
Right, so if you want the meat, you have to fear the Lord first. You have to keep the commandments first. You got to wear your fringes. You got to make sure you have your beard. You have to make sure, you're not having evil thoughts. You have to serve the one true God. You can't put anything else but a Heavenly Father. You have to make sure you're loving your people. You have to, if you got a family, you got to make sure you're watching over your family and taking care of them. Right? Until then, don't worry about the meat. Don't worry about Daniel, the 12th chapter. Don't worry about Revelation. Don't worry about that stuff yet. You got to look in the mirror when you come to the truth. Self-examine and find out what blemishes are on your face and your garment. And then once you remedy all of that, then you jump up to the next level through the Spirit. So again, this is diverse laws, and we're going to dive into them through the Spirit. Brothers, you got precepts.
Even the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 3. And a lot of precepts popping in my mind as the brother breaking these things down. So we have to desire the sincere milk of the word, as it states in 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 2. Right? Because when you first come into this truth, you're a babe, and you have to drink of that milk so you can grow. Right? You're not going to give a newborn babe a piece of steak. They're literally going to choke on it, and they're going to look at it like, what the hell is that? Right? But if you give that newborn babe the breast and the milk, That babe is going to suck at that breast and grow within the knowledge and grow within their understanding. Bring this up.
Book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 3.
Right?
It says, and said, verily, I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children.
So you have to be converted and become as a little child. What do you have to be converted to? The commandments of the Lord, as it states in Psalm chapter 19 and verse 7. Right? Read on.
Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Right, so you got to be born again, as it states in John chapter 3 and verse 3. Right, how do you be born again? You have to be born of the word and of the spirit. The word represents the scriptures, man. Right, and the spirit represents the spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right, and also give me Sirach chapter 24 and verse 1. Right, so again, we have to drink of that milk. Right, that's what we're going into right now, the diverse laws of the Lord.
Book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 1.
Right, because, bring it out.
Wisdom shall praise herself.
It's a wisdom shall praise herself. So wisdom is personified as a woman. We read Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 4. So we all have to accumulate wisdom in these last days. Not wisdom of, left-handed things such as how to roll a blunt, right? How to damn freak off, right? How to do this and that. Things that's on the left-hand side, we have to have the wisdom of the Lord. Bring it out.
And shall glory in the midst of her people.
Right, who is wisdom's people? The children of Israel. And give me verse 18.
Verse 18.
Right?
I am the mother.
I am the what?
I am the mother.
So here it is in Sirach, the 24th chapter. Wisdom is calling herself the mother. So she's the mother that we have to suck the breast of. We have to get the knowledge of the scriptures, the wisdom of the Lord. Keep reading.
I am the mother of fair love and fear and knowledge and holy hope.
And what's love? The keeping of the commandments. Right? Now give me Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. Con, I got you, Ken. Salakia, Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 1. Then we're going to get Hebrews chapter 5 verse 12. Right? So this is wisdom speaking in Sirach the 24th chapter. Right? And wisdom, again, is Salakia, your mother represents wisdom. And we have to drink of our mother's breast, the wisdom. We have to get the knowledge of the scriptures. This is all spiritual. This is not literal. Bring this up, King. Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 1.
Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 1.
Right?
Oh, that thou wert as my brother.
Oh, that thou wert as my brother. Read on.
That sucked the breast of my mother.
That sucked the breast of our mother. Right? So when we out there laboring, waking up Israel, we want our brothers to suck the breast of our mother, meaning get the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures. Right? That's why we out there. We pulling Deuteronomy 28:68. We linking it up with Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 6. We going into the history. Right? We going into the prophecies that took place in the last days, man. Right? We going into the things that happened to the children of Israel. So Israel can correlate with these scriptures and come back to the Lord. You got it.
It says, when I should find thee without, I would kiss thee, yea, I should not be despised.
Keep reading.
I would lead thee and bring thee into my mother's house.
Now your mother's house represents the Bible. This is your mother's house, man. Right? It has bread. Right? It has milk. Right? It has honey. It has everything that your mother's house will have, man. Keep reading.
Who would instruct me?
Who would do what?
Who would instruct me?
Right? Who will instruct me? That's why they call the Bible basic instructions before leaving earth. Right? Because this Bible instructs you on how to live and how to walk. Right? Keep reading.
I will cause thee to drink of spiced wine,
right,
of the juice of my pomegranate.
Right? That spiced wine represents the knowledge, man. Right? That's what the spiced wine is. Right? And give me Hebrews chapter 5, verse 12.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 5, and verse 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers,
right,
ye have need that one teach you again.
So before you can become a teacher, you have to get taught again by other learned men. Right? You're not just you didn't just wake up to this truth and you know everything now. You didn't watch no videos, you didn't do no reading, no studying, no man taught you this. You just had the revelation and you went out there and started prophesying. No, everybody was taught by another man. Right? Right? Paul was taught by Gamaliel. Right? So we all have teachers set up in the last days. Right? But you got certain men that don't like order, they despise dominion and government, and the Lord is going to destroy those wicked men. Right? Because all throughout history, all throughout the scriptures, you see order and rank set up. Right? That's in Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 15. Right? So read that again, brother.
For the time ye ought to be teachers, ye have need that one teach you again.
So you have to be taught again. Read on.
Which be the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh.
That's the first principles of the oracles of the Lord. Read on.
And are become such as have need of milk.
You need that milk, right? You need that basic, fundamental, elementary things of the scriptures. You need that wisdom. Keep reading.
And not of strong meat.
And not of what?
And not of strong meat.
Right? Again, we're not going to teach a brother who just came in the truth. You've been in the truth for less than a week. We're not going to go into Daniel the 11th chapter to that brother. That would be unprofitable for him. He's not going to understand it. He's still going to be asking you questions about his nationality. He might be asking you questions about the laws. He don't want to hear about Daniel the 11th chapter, right? Because he's not up there yet in his wisdom, right? Now, nonetheless, you might have certain brothers that grow a lot quicker than others, right? And that's the same thing with babes, man. They might grow a little quicker than another babe, right? They might start walking a little faster, right? They might start eating other meat a little quicker, right? So it's likewise with the Lord, but nonetheless, they have to start off with that milk. There's no baby that's fresh out the womb and you damn got a fat steak and you just slap it on their damn hasi,
Hamburger.
right? Hamburger meat, right? And they kind of eating of it and they like cotton, right? They're not going to do that, man. They're going to be asking for the milk. Yo, where the milk at, man? And they go crazy over that milk. Brothers that got, children, hey, them babies go crazy over that milk, man. That's all they got to eat. So likewise, a new fresh brother or sister in the truth, you gotta eat of this milk. You gotta drink of it and get that knowledge.
That's right, brother.
Right, yeah, the precept king about
It's all right. 25, 21 and 11.
con.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna bring that up.
that's the spirit.
I had 3 pre, I was gonna bring that up. That's great.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21, verse 11.
Con.
He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom.
God, yeah, I was actually bringing this precept about us, the spirit, but yeah, so if you keep the commandments, that's how you gain the understanding, like the brother's bringing out. You drinking of that milk, you get built up, how you can eat the meat. Right, I had 2 more I wanted to get. Get Sirach 19 and 24.
I got a quick
The book of
precept.
Sirach, chapter 19, and verse 24.
Right?
He that have small understanding
He that have small understanding, read.
and fear of Yahweh
Right? Keep the commandments, read.
is better than one that hath much wisdom
Right?
and transgresseth the law of the Most High.
You see that? So you can know every single in-depth breakdown, but you can't hold a grudge against your brother. And one brother, he might only know Deuteronomy 28:68, man. And he just keeping the commandments. Right? Who's more mighty? The brother who know all the breakdowns, but he holding grudges, he hate his brother, he defrauding brothers, or the brother that's keeping the commandments, and he don't really got the deep understanding. The Lord said him that doesn't have the deep understanding. Because at the end of the day, it's about keeping the commandments. Because that's what we're here for, to have the faith and commandments. So everything else is just extra. Right, now get Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 17.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 17.
Right.
Reads, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
Right, that's talking about wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is that desire for discipline. Right, you want that order in your life. You want to seek out the Most High. Right, keep reading.
And the care of discipline is love.
The care of discipline is love, read.
And love is the keeping of her laws.
What the Lord say?
Love is the keeping of her laws.
Right, so that's how you properly love the Most High, by keeping the laws, man. So you got to go into the law, these different diverse laws that we go into, and show you how you properly love the Lord. Show you your heritage. All right, and with that, I yield.
John, you got a precept?
Almost. This Psalms 111 and 10.
Con, I got one after you.
Get into it.
I got one after you.
Con, bring it out. Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10.
The book of Psalms, chapter 111, verse 10.
Con.
Reads, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
It say the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Right? So we got to pray for more fear of the Lord. Right? Keep reading.
A good understanding
A good understanding, read on.
have all they that do his commandments.
So that's how you get the understanding of the scriptures. Right? You wonder why when you breaking certain things down to people, they just can't get it. right? Because they might be in some kind of sin, whether that's damn homosexuality, damn all kind of fornication. They might be smoking weed, right? They're not going to understand these scriptures because they're not keeping the commandments, right? Now also give me the book of Job, chapter 17 and verse 9.
Book of Job, chapter 17, and verse 9. It says, the righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath cleansed shall be stronger and stronger.
It say, he that have clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. So you have to clean your hands when you come to serve the Lord so he can make you stronger and stronger, man. Right? That's talking about clean your ways. Nah, you go in the bathroom, you start washing your hands, put some soap on it, right? Getting all that. That's talking about spiritual wash your hands, wash your ways, wash your mind, cleanse your spirit. And that's how you're going to wax stronger and stronger. The Most High is not going to give the understanding to a man that's freaking off. He's not going to give the understanding to a man that's smoking weed in dark places, right? And you wonder why you're not growing and you stagnant, because the Lord is not dealing with you, man, right? But if you sincere, right, if you really praying, you fast, and you really trying to get yourself together, right, you picking yourself up when you fall, right, then the Lord is going to increase your understanding, and you're going to wax mighty and mighty. The next thing you know, brothers going to be like, man, that brother kind of wax mighty, man. Right now, next thing you know, brothers coming to you, asking you about the precepts, and you breaking it down, right, you cutting up scoffers, right, you building up your people, and you mighty now, because you wash your hands. You got it, brother.
Book of Sirach, chapter 1 and 26. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments.
And that's plain. If you desire wisdom, keep the commandments. Read on.
And the Lord shall give her unto thee.
Right, because the Lord gives wisdom freely. All you got to do is just ask and be sincere when it comes to the Heavenly Father. I believe that's in James, the 1st chapter. Right? Khan, that's what Solomon did. Give me 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 30. Since we mentioned Solomon.
If y'all ain't read 27.
Khan, you can bring it out.
For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight.
Right? It say faith and meekness are his delight. Right? So you have to have faith, right? And you have to have that meekness, man. You can't come into this thing thinking you know everything. That's the problem with Jake. They come into this truth, they learn a little bit of precepts. Now they think they the top man in Israel. Now you got to come to their camp in order to receive salvation. Right? Now give me 1 Kings chapter 4, verse 30. The Lord is not dealing with that. Right? The Lord is dealing with the babes, as it states in Psalm chapter 8, verse 2. Because when you check out babies, they real meek. Right? Baby is not going to, a baby, an innocent baby, they're not going to go against your will. Right? You can tell them that the sky is damn green, they're going to believe it, man. Right? Because they're a little naive and simple. But we have to be like that in righteousness, man. Right? Give me that.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 4 and verse 30.
Right?
In Solomon's wisdom,
Hey, in Solomon's wisdom, King Solomon, right? Read on.
excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country.
All the children of the east country, meaning all the nations, all the provinces at the time. Read on.
And all the wisdom of Egypt.
And all the wisdom of Egypt. And that's a cut to Egyptology, man. Solomon had more knowledge and wisdom than the Egyptians, right? Same thing with Joseph when you read Psalm chapter 105 and verse 20, right? Genesis chapter 41 and verse 39, right? Joseph was a top guy in Egypt, and he taught their senators wisdom, right? So, wisdom don't come from Egypt, man.
At all.
It come from Hebrews, man.
That's right.
The Israelites, man.
That is right.
Right? So there you have it. So, because we got more precepts, we can go into the laws. Right, so we about to go into the laws, man. Right? Give me let's go to Deuteronomy.
I have one real
You have
quick.
one? Come on, bring it out.
Yeah, bring out Exodus 22 and 28.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 28, reads, Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Right, we have to keep everything in context and apply wisdom. As use the spirit when we read the scriptures. Right, is it saying that we have other gods and we can't revile them? Like, that's not what it's going into.
God.
All right, can you look up the word God, Baba Kashar? Because God just simply means a power. That's the title. It's no different than Allah is the title. It's a power. Right, that's just Hebrew for power. You have God. You have the high and lofty one. Right, you have many different titles for the Heavenly Father.
The Holy One of Israel.
We're gods.
Right, the Most High. Right?
You got the thing. Or you want me to do
Oh, you
it?
want me to look up something?
Yeah, just so Israel can understand.
What I'm looking up?
The word God. You might be better off in the blue letter. Because a lot of people came to us, you know, I remember in time past, and they say, see, revile not the gods, you worship at the gods. That's not what it's going into. All right, so when you read, you have to apply wisdom. The Lord gave us these senses.
You got it.
Gods, ruler, and if you see the first, right, letter A is rulers, judges, the divine ones, right? And these guys, these judges were set up by the Most High. Can you bring out Exodus chapter 18?
And also in the Hebrew it say Elohim, which we know in the ancient Paleo is Elohim or Allah. It simply means power,
Hayim is pure.
right?
That's right. Can you bring out Exodus 18 and 13?
The book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 13.
You can jump to the point. You can jump down to 16.
The book of Exodus, chapter 18 and verse 16. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of Yahweh and his laws.
Right, so this is what Moses was doing. He was judging everything all by himself. But as you continue to read on, a Jethro gave him some wise words. This is an account of wise counsel. So you can jump down. You can get verse 22.
Verse 22.
It's like you can get verse 21.
Verse 21.
Verse 20.
Verse 20. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men.
Right, not just niggas, not just anybody. These are able men. Go ahead.
Such as fear Yahweh, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be the rulers of thousands, and the rulers of hundreds, and the rulers of fifties, and the rulers of tens. And let them judge the people at all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge.
Right, so that's plain. These are the guys that's being referred to in Exodus 22nd chapter. Go ahead.
So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
Right, so while these people are over you and certain matters are brought or arise, I should say, hey, you have to deal with them. You have to go before them. And that's in the law, right? There's certain accounts that we can pull as well. But before we get that, can you grab First Ezra chapter 9, verse 1 by Bashar? We're going to get an account of the judges and the rulers, also known as gods, right? Showing judgment. And a lot of people say, I don't like camps. There's, people at the top, there's order. I don't like to do it. You just don't like order.
I ride solo.
You're a solo Israelite. You're what do they call it? An individualite. Now you're an individualite at home.
A council line.
And that's off. That'll put a spirit on you.
It's like kind of like-
Yeah, it would.
What does it say in Ecclesiastes? A 3-4 chord is hardly ever broken. You can bring it out.
The book of First Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. Then Ezra, rising from the court of the temple, went to the chamber of Johanan, the son of Eliasib.
It's like you can start at 2nd Ezra 9 and 1.
Second Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and upwars of the people...
Oh, Slaki, it was 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. Slaki. It was Slaki, 1st Ezra 9 and 1. That's what it was. 1st Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. An account of judges and rulers, again also known as gods, showing judgment upon the people. And they couldn't just say, no, I don't want to deal with it. I'm not sure. No, you have to deal with these people. It even tells you that in Ecclesiastes as well. If the ruler, it's like if the ruler rise up against you, you know, yielding and you got the precept.
You already pacified much. Let me bring it up.
Oh, kind.
You
You
want to bring
would,
that up?
yeah, yield and pacify much offenses. You know, yeah, we're going to grab this one first. I think it's 10 and or 11.
Bring it out.
Look at that.
Yeah, I think it's 10, might be 7.
Right. So this is it right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 4. If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacify of great offenses.
All right, that's another way that you can revile the gods. Can you also look up the word revile so we can actually understand this? Because if you're in a so-called camp or congregation and the respective leader says something within reason, and you know, it is what it is.
Right.
We're going to have judges and people over us even in the wilderness. There hasn't been a time where there wasn't somebody over us. Revile, to criticize, condemn, attack, criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. Here, nigga, he did do that before, he did do this. Knock, abuse, crucify, monster, to pummel, roast, bad mouth. They were reviling Yahushua. They were about all our forefathers and our prophets. So you can bring out 1 Esdras 9 and 1. And the sleer and the slander, smearing the slander. So brothers do that to this very day, and we see it. They were reviling the gods. You got it, King.
1 Esdras chapter 9 and verse 1. Then Esdras, rising from the court of the temple, went to the chamber of Joannan the son of Eliasib, and remained there, and did eat no meat, nor drink water, mourning for the great iniquities of the multitude. And there was a proclamation in all Jewry and Jerusalem to all them that were of the captivity, that they should be gathered together at Jerusalem.
Right.
And there,
It's like, and this is a proclamation. A proclamation is a command. You continue.
and that whosoever met not there within 2 or 3 days, according as the elders that bear rule,
According to as the who?
according as the elders that bear rule,
The elders said it. Go speak up against the elder in the ancient world. If you feel so mighty and bad and tough, you wouldn't do it, Israel. These are certain accounts where they'll spit on you. And you can't just fight them. You got to deal with that. They'll spit on you and they kind of throw the sandal at you.
They lose your shoe.
Yeah, they'll lose your shoe. And just, like your ma or your grandmother, just throw the sandal at you.
that's what the grandma and them say.
Yeah.
They say,
brother
lose,
want my
lose
shoe.
my shoe.
Hey, loosen. Hey, that's the spirit too. Loosen my shoe.
That's my grandma telling me.
All right. And that's what Northern Kingdom does.
Yeah.
A lot. You got it.
It say, according as the elders that bear rule appointed, their cattle should be seized.
Shall be what?
Shall be seized.
That's not in the law. But guess what? These elders and judges, you know, the Lord gave them certain, what's the word I should say? He gave them certain authority, right, and keys to allow certain things to happen. Like he did with the apostles. He gave them certain keys and abilities to exercise authority. So he said, if you don't come within 2 to 3 days, your cattle will be seized. Go ahead.
It say, their cattle should be seized to the use of the temple, and himself cast out from them that were of the captivity.
And he's going to be cast out. Nobody said that's too harsh. That's mean. That's rough. That's too much. And they dealt with these things. Go ahead.
It say, and in 3 days were all they of the tribe of Judah and Benjamin gathered together at Jerusalem, the 20th day of the 9th month.
And they all came, but I still think some people just didn't show. And they got their cattle seized. And you can't do nothing about it. You can, but you're going to get jammed up. It's going to make it even worse for you. Because now you're reviling the gods. And all of this was for a greater purpose.
That's right.
This is all within reason. It's not like he said, just give me your cattle if you don't come up, just, he's not saying that off of wicked stuff. All of this was for righteousness. So again, can you read Exodus 22? And what was that? 28?
Done. The book of Exodus,
22, 28.
28, yeah. The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 28. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people.
Yeah, it's plain upon tables now. If it wasn't clear before, it should be clear now. Right? You can't revile their gods and it's like a plethora of other precepts, but we're going into diverse laws. You got
I got another law. Give me Exodus chapter 23 and verse 1.
Yeah,
Right, so this is a law that Israel need to hear, man. Right, because got people making false reports, false accusations, lying on brothers, slandering brothers' name, all kind of wickedness going on in Israel. Right, they did the same thing with Yahushua. Right, so we can't be mad. We can't get bent out of shape. Right, we can't throw a damn fit. We have to understand that, look, they did the same thing with Yahushua. And the servant is not greater than his master. As it states in John chapter 15 and verse 20.
That's right, bro.
Right, so you have to properly judge matters. Give me that Exodus chapter 23 verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 1.
Right, and this goes back to Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 16. Right, being a proper judge. Because you had a lot of false judges and wicked leaders in the ancient world, man. Right, but we can't be like those men. We have to hit the small as well as the great when we're making judgment. We have to diligently inquire of certain things. Bring this out, Cain.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 1.
Right?
Thou shalt not raise a false report.
So this is what the Lord said. He said, thou shalt not raise a false report. Right? Look up that word report, brother. Right? What is a report? Right? Because you got true reports, and you have a pretense, which is a lie. You have false reports.
Yeah, Donald Trump brought the fake news. That's essentially what it is in the ancient
world. Fake news.
Yeah, propaganda. Okay, slander, smear campaigns. And these things have been going on since the beginning of time, man.
False information.
Right?
Way slow now. I think you on it not too.
Yeah, report definition came.
It's the slow and slow. Brother hopped on his why? That's for hospital.
Yeah, I've been on mine. It's just
Right, so I'm gonna look it up. Right? I'm gonna look it up. So we got report definition. What is a report? It's give a spoken or written account of something that one has observed, heard, done, or investigated. Right? So that's what a report is. So you can raise a false report. Oh, you kind of heard something. Right? You're kind of like a third-party spreader. You can't be a third-party spreader, man. Especially not a man of the Lord. And you got a lot of wicked-ass women that do that. Oh, I heard he did this. I heard he did that. They on the phone with each other 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Just spitting all kind of folly, slander, and smear, man. Right? So as a man of the Lord, you can't raise a false report. Keep reading, brother.
Thou shalt not raise a false report,
Right?
put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
Right, and that's what it states in Exodus the 20th chapter. Thou shalt not bear false witness, right? Which is a form of lying. And give me history of Susanna. Let's get an account where our foremother was lied on by the wicked ass elders. Right? So and elders can be wicked too, man. Right? Let's just say it straight up, just like that. Now we know the scriptures say rise up before the hoary head. You have to honor the face of the old man. But a lot of our elders, man, they wicked. They bugged out, right? They don't even respect themselves, man. They look down on the young people. They envious. That's in Proverbs chapter 27, verse 4. Right? So we got to call out the elders too. Right?
So like, it say that they gray hairs.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, but a lot of our men, they old men or old women, they may have gray hairs, but they don't have any wisdom. Right? So this is give me history of Susanna. I want to get the
Bring it up.
get verse 20.
The book of history of Susanna.
Right? And Susanna was a beautiful woman. Okay? Our foremothers, they didn't look like the women do today, man. Right? All just looking crazy. You know, damn, wearing bonnets everywhere. right? Damn, just ratchet, man. Our foremothers carried themselves in a righteous manner. That's in Deuteronomy 28, right? Say they would not venture to set the soles of their foot upon the ground for delicateness. So our woman was delicate. They was sweet. They was tender. Okay, bring this out, brother.
The book of history of Susanna, verse 20.
Right? Let's start at verse 19.
Verse 19.
Right?
Now when the maids were going forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her.
And they rose up and they ran onto her. They were so burnt and inflamed in their lust that they had to run up on our foremother. Keep reading.
Saying, behold, the garden doors are shut.
They said, look, the garden doors are shut. Right? Read on.
It say that no man can see us.
Right? Nobody can see us. Right? We could just do our thing right here and nobody would know about it. Keep reading.
Shema, Shema, Shema.
Shema.
It say that a young, so like it say, and we are
Read
in,
up, King. Read up.
verse,
Read up.
this is verse 20, I'm taking from the top again. It say, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us,
Right?
and we are in love with thee.
Right? So you got these two wicked ass elders talking about we are in love with thee. Keep reading.
It says, therefore consent unto us and lie with us.
And do what?
Lie with us.
Right? And freak off. Read on.
If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee.
That's wicked, man. They said, look, if you don't lie with us, right? If you don't have sex with us, right, we will bear witness against you. We will lie on you so you can get put to death. Okay, keep reading.
It says, if thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side.
See, look, I'm jammed up on both ways. Keep reading.
For if I do this thing, it is death unto me.
Right, because if she did that, if she consented, if she sold her soul, she would have got put to death because that's adultery. And that's whoredom. Okay, read on.
It says, and if I do it not, I cannot escape your hand.
Right, because they was the elders at the time. Right, they was the leaders and they was the judges of the people. So that's another thing about being a leader. People can take that position of power and they can manipulate people with it. Right, they can get what they want out of wickedness because they use their rank and their position to do so. Okay, read on. Gotcha.
It says, it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord.
They said, look, it's better for me to fall into the hands of you than to sin in the sight of the Lord. Right? And we'd rather fall into the hands of men than the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Right? Because the Most High will tear your ass up, man. Right? A man can only do but so much to you. Lie on you, slander you, beat you up. Right? Hey, but the Lord, he can do some stuff to you, man. Right? Have you get eaten by wild beasts. Have you get caught in a conveyor belt. Right? How you get jammed the hell up, man? Fall off a bridge. Right? Get hit by a semi-truck. Right? The Lord he's the king of terrors, as the scriptures say. So we'd rather fall into the hands of men than the Lord. Keep reading.
It says, with that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. Then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at a private door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna.
All right.
And it came to pass the next day, when the people were assembled to her husband, Joachim, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death.
Right, so the point is they lied on our foremother, Susanna. They said, look, if you don't lie with us, if you don't have sex with us, if you don't let us do our thing with you, then we're going to lie on you and say a man came in here and got with you. Right, and that's adultery. So it's initially, they wanted her to get put to death, man. Right? So,
I don't even lust.
yeah, out of their lust and wickedness, man.
I got a police report.
Go to verse 45. So we read about account of, a person, so like the elders who bear false witness against Susanna. So this is wicked. They was going against the laws of the Lord. Right? And a lot of men do that today, man. right? They might have heard a thing, right? And they kind of exaggerate the matter to slander your name, right? So this thing is not new. Nothing's new under the sun, as it states in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. Right? So again, if Yahushua went through it, we got to go through it, man. They call Yahushua a wine bibber. Right now, Yahushua, he did drink wine, but he wasn't a damn drunk, man. Right? So they might take a situation they know about and kind of blow it out of proportion to slander your name. Right? Wicked as hell, man. Bring it up.
Verse 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel.
Right? So the Lord raised up Daniel. All right? This is the prophet Daniel, man. Right? So a lot of our foremothers and prophets, they lived around the same time. Right? In Babylon. You got it.
It says, who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman.
He said, look, I'm clear from the blood of this woman. I do not want this blood upon my hands. Keep reading.
Then all the people turned them toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken?
And they might have said, like, what the F you talking about, man?
Yeah.
They might have turned. Look, they didn't say it like that, man. They looked at him and said, man, what the hell you talking about, man? Right? They probably started gripping on their stabs, right? They probably was giving them the mean face, right? They're like, what the hell you talking about, Dad? You had a point?
Yeah, a quick point, because when somebody say that, you know, you kind of like, oh, what's going on? We make a mistake, what are you talking about?
Right.
What is your concern?
Right.
You know? So it's that type of spirit.
Basically said they got blood on them.
Yeah, like you said, we got blood in my hands?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You want to see what's going on? He said, hey man, that ain't me, that ain't me. You said, you know, that had the same effect on Jake. Nah, what you mean?
And wasn't Daniel next to the king, so he had power? That's great. He was next to the king.
Yeah, I mean, he was a wise man. You got it.
It says, so he standing in the midst of them said, are ye such fools, ye sons of Israel,
Right.
that without examination,
Without what?
examination,
He said, are you some damn fools? Read that again, brother.
it says, so he standing in the midst of them
Right.
said, are ye such fools?
Are you what?
Are such fools?
You're a damn fool, man. You're a dummy. Keep reading.
Ye sons of Israel,
You what?
ye sons of Israel,
Read on.
that without examination
Without examination. Read on.
or knowledge
Or
of the,
what?
or knowledge of the truth, ye have condemned a daughter of Israel.
So you cannot do these. You can't hear of a situation and then say, yup, that's the truth. That brother did that, or that sister did that. He's a wicked nigga. She's a wicked woman. And then you damn slander brother name without even examining the situation.
That's foolish.
I mean, that's one of the most wickedest things I've known, man. The Lord have known. That's in Proverbs chapter 6, right? The Lord hates a lying tongue, right? Keep reading.
We turn again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness.
They have did what?
Borne false witness against her. Wherefore, all the people turn again in haste, and the elders said unto him, come sit down among us, and shew it us, seeing Yahweh have given thee the honor of an elder.
Right, so we're not going to go into the whole matter. Get verse 52. You can read it on your own. Do your homework. Bring it out.
Verse 52. So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that art waxing old in wickedness, now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light.
Right, and a lot of elders, they wax old in wickedness, man. And a lot of elders be talebearers, right? They be slanderous, right? They be busybodies, especially them old Eves, man. They be busybodies, man. They be in everybody's situation, in everybody's household, in everybody's marriage, trying to get information, right? Just being wicked and off, man. A woman is supposed to be shamefaced, right? If she hears some gossip, she's not even supposed to regard that, okay? Hold on, King. Keep reading.
For thou hast pronounced false judgment, and hast condemned the innocent, and hast let the guilty go free, albeit the Lord saith, the innocent and righteous shalt thou not slay. Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree sawest thou them company together?
Right, under what tree? Right, what's the situation? Where did this account, where did it happen at? What was the matter? What was going on at the time? Who did what? Right, you got to examine the matter. You can't just say, oh yeah, I heard this brother did this, so and now I'm going to slander the brother name. You cannot be a third party spreader. That's wicked, man. Don't come to me with no gossip, man. Don't come to me talking about what you heard from another brother. I don't want to hear that, man. We real men, we got to examine situations. Bring it out, brother.
It says, who answered under a mastic tree? And Daniel said, very well, thou hast lied.
Thou hast what?
Thou hast lied
You a damn liar. Read on.
against thine own head. For even now, the angel of Yahweh
The angel of Yahweh. Read on.
have received the sentence of Yahweh to cut thee in two.
To do what?
Cut thee in two.
To cut your ass in two, man. Right? So that's the angels of the Lord. So if you lying, if you bearing false witness, that angel waited with the sword to cut you in half. Right?
Precept too.
Now give me Sirach chapter 26 and verse 5.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26. And verse 5 reads, there be three things that my heart feared, and for the fourth I was so afraid. The slander of a city.
The what?
The slander of a city.
The slander of a city. And the nations slander us every day, man.
That's right.
Right? Because we the city of Zion. We Israel. Right? So the nations say we're monkeys. Right? We're dumb. We're stupid. We're unintelligent. Right? We stink. We don't know how to read. Right? We're deadbeats. We don't take care of our children. Right? And all those things are false, man. Right? Because you got brothers in here that take care of their families, man.
Right.
Take care of their households. Right? Change their daughter pampers, man. Take care of their wives. Right? So these are real things that Israel do. But you got the nations that slander the city. You got it.
The gathering together of an unruly multitude.
Right? You got an unruly multitude, man. And that's fearful, man. That's something to kind of like stay away from. You got an unruly multitude, all of them wicked and abominable. Right? That's in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. Hold that, let me get that. Hold that, let me get Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20.
Proverbs chapter 13 and
Bring that up.
verse 20.
Right.
Reads, it says, Proverbs 13:20. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise.
If you walk with a wise man, you're going to be wise. If you gather together among your brothers that's wiser, right, that has more knowledge, may have more wit than you, you're going to become a wise man, right? Birds of a feather flock together. That's the old saying in the world. Keep reading.
But a companion of fools.
But a companion of fools, those who don't examine matters, those that commit adultery, those that sin, read on,
shall be destroyed.
shall be what?
Shall be destroyed.
Shall be destroyed. Okay, now go back to Sirach 26 and 5.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 5. There be three things that my heart feareth, and for the fourth I was so afraid: the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, and a false accusation.
And a what?
A false accusation.
Hey man, a false accusation is what?
All these are worse than death.
That's worse than death, man. That's worse, because if you get your name slandered on, that's all you got is your name. That's in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. So if a brother slander your name, that hit hard, man. I feel like somebody just damn stabbed you. Right in the back and in the front, man. And ripped your heart out and stomped on it. Because it's like, damn, that's my name. You playing with my name. So that's real. Right? That's why it takes so much strength to forgive a brother, man. Right? But we have to do it. That's in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. That shows that you really love your brother, because your brother slandered your name, put a smear campaign out on you, but you still love that brother and you pray for him. Right? That's what Yahweh Shah taught. Right?
Even after that brother died, they still gonna talk about what he got slandered about and believe it too.
Yeah. Well, the fool's gonna believe it. Right? If you
Simple believer every word.
The simple believer every word. If you righteous, right? If you really are a proper judge, you examine matters, you're gonna ask that brother about the situation. Oh, did that really happen? And I kind of heard this. What, brother? What's your side of it? Right? You got to be that kind of brother. Don't be the brother you hear information and you say, oh yeah, that brother, I knew he was wicked. I knew he was off. Then you kind of running with it.
That's wicked, man. That's female stuff, man. Get Sirach 19 and 17.
What's Sirach 19? Right, verse 17.
Right?
Weeds. Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him, and not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High.
Right, keep reading.
The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love.
Right, keep reading.
The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, And they that do
Slack 19 and 15, my bad.
the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 15.
Right?
Admonish a friend,
Right?
for many times it is a slander.
Right?
And believe not every tale.
You see that? So you can't believe every tale, because many times the Lord said it's a slander, man, at the end of the day. Right? Get Proverbs 18 and 13.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 13, weeds.
Right?
He that answereth a matter before he heareth it,
Right?
it is folly and shame unto him.
You see that? So that's folly, man. Just to believe anything you heard. That's the being the damn simpleton. He said, read it again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 13. He that answereth a matter before he heareth it, it is folly and shame unto him.
Yeah, that's the mean one.
That's folly and shame, man. Right? So you can't slander brothers, man. You can't lie and be a false witness. Right? These are different diverse laws of how to conduct yourself morally. Right? This is the moral law.
Yeah, just one more real quick. Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 18. Right, so this is all land me backing off Exodus chapter 23 and verse 1. Not making a false report, being diligently inquire. Right? And we all got to work on that, man. There might have been some times where you kind of just ran with a situation. And you found out you was going off, man. You had to really examine the matter. Right? This old saying in the world, you got to believe that, what they say, 50% of what you hear. Something like that.
Yes, I know the saying.
Yeah, it's one of them sayings, man. Basically, you can't believe everything that you see. Right? You got to really look into
He
things.
said, don't believe nothing you hear and half what you see.
Yeah,
Something like
don't believe nothing you hear, half of what you see. Right? That's true though, man. You can't believe everything. And the things that you see, you got to believe half of it, because everything you see might not always be the truth.
It's not what it looks like.
It's not what it looks like.
It's not what it looks like.
You gotta really examine. Just hear all sides with evidence. And that's it. It's not that hard.
This Deuteronomy chapter 19, verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. It didn't say, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, yeah, he gonna get put to death. Hold up now. That's so evil, man. Right? Oh, yeah, I never liked him anyway. Oh, yeah, I can see him doing that.
That's awful.
Right? Keep reading.
That's awful, yeah.
It say, and behold, if the witness be a false witness and have testified falsely against his brother, Salakia, my bad. Oh yeah, verse 19. Then shall ye do unto him as he have thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. Right? Get that evil away from among you, man. So if he thought to have his brother killed, hey, kill him, man.
That's right.
Right? Put him to death. Pick up the stones and thrust his damn brain through, man. And
Yeah.
let it bleed out and let his blood be upon his own pate.
And the Most High said, hey man, you wanted to get your brother killed? Your ass got to get killed. That's like them elders, man. They was gonna get the sister killed. So the angels had to kill him, man. You try to lie on the brother saying he stole something, and now you gotta pay up, man. Right? And that's righteous judgment, man.
You gotta watch who you judge.
Right? That's righteous judgment from the Most High. Right? Let's get Leviticus. I believe 19.
Same thing.
All right, so we dealt with thou shalt not revile the gods. We also dealt with thou shalt not raise a false report, which goes hand in hand with thou shalt not bear false witness. Right? So no lying on your brother, no slandering, no false accusations. And there's 1,000 precepts we could have went to.
Right, 24 and 19.
Right? Because the Lord actually hates that. Right? But nonetheless, let's go.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 24 and verse 19.
Right?
And if a man cause a blemish in his neighbor, as he have done, so shall it be done to him.
Right? A blemish. Right? Let's say we get into a fight and you give your brother a black eye. The Lord said you gotta get a black eye, man. The same way that you did it to your brother or sister. Right? Keep reading.
It say, breach for breach.
Right?
Eye for eye.
Eye for eye.
Tooth for tooth.
Right? 2 for 2.
As he have caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again.
You see that? So you gotta get that same blemish, man. That's known as the retaliation law. Right? Get Exodus 21, verse 22.
Book of Exodus chapter 21. Right? Verse.
Right? This is the retaliation law. Right? Bring it up.
Book of Exodus chapter 21, verse 22. If men strive
Right? We get into a fight. We scrapping, right?
and hurt a woman with child,
And you hurt a woman with child. Y'all fighting. You kind of knock over a woman like that's pregnant, right? Read.
so that her depart from her,
right,
and yet no mischief follow,
right.
he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine.
You see that? So if you kind of knock over a brother wife, right, when she down pregnant, then he get to choose the judgment. And the judges they can say, all right, yeah, you can pay you 50 shekels, whatever judgment you want to have. They can determine that judgment. Right, keep reading.
Verse 23. And if any mischief follow, then shalt thou give life for life,
Right, you get life for life, read.
eye for eye,
Eye for eye,
tooth for tooth,
tooth for tooth,
hand for hand,
right,
foot for foot,
right,
burning for burning, wound for wound, strike for strike.
right. So basically, the Lord don't want us fighting each other, man. Right, He don't want woman fighting woman, man fighting man, and then man fighting woman. Right, you get judged for that. The retaliation law. Right, you kind of breaking your ribs, man. You gotta get your rib broke in the ancient world. Right, that's how the Lord get down, man. You can't get into a fight with your brother, you kind of bloody his lip. And now you gotta get your lip bloody, man. Right, so the damn priest will look at you and say, what happened? Yo, fuck, he just kind of punch you in the face, man. That's literally what they did, man. It's eye for eye. You break your brother eye swole up to here. The priest they gotta hit you in your eye.
It's
Man.
like you gotta tell the matter, man. Cause you got a new thing with Jake. I don't want to snitch, man. Ayo, murder, man. Wait, Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1. Right, if this evil being done in the land, you gotta point it out.
Yeah, that's Leviticus 5:1.
But Jake say,
You can't. No turning a blind eye in the truth. You at your brother's house. You at your brother's house and you kind of see his wife got a black eye. You just kind of, ain't my business. Better not many matters. And that's simple, man. You gotta get in that thing and inquire, like, brother, what was that about, brother? You gotta get in there.
You can't lie to the priest anyway. They got the most high. They'll
nah,
make
they
you
sit
tell the
right through
truth.
you, man.
They make you tell the truth.
I gotta put priests in the picture.
Nah, bring it out,
You get Deuteronomy 4 and verse 6. I mean, start at 5, 2, and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4. Right? Verse 5. Weeds.
26.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Right.
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's fine. This law is so righteous, man. It's a righteous law.
You're right, brother.
Other nations don't have this, man. They just lawless.
Yeah. The other nations freak off, right? They deal with animals, right? They what else they do? Right? Homosexuality, minor attracted persons, right? Hey, it's pedophilia, man. Right? It's wicked.
They be doing it with the trees and stuff.
The
Now.
robots.
Yeah, Ishmael. You know, Ishmael wicked, man.
God.
Hey, Ishmael be eating raw flesh too,
I
man.
be having sex with goats out there at the temple, man.
Yeah, they be dealing with goats.
Goats, that's their favorite animal.
Hey,
That's
with
their
their
animal
damn
choice.
turbans on, man. They be dealing with goats with their turbans on, man. Talking about Allah Akbar, like that's
wicked.
sick.
Kissing on the rib.
Yeah.
Kissing on rocks, man.
That's awful. Go to Deuteronomy 22, verse 13.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, right? Verse 13. Weeds.
Right?
It say, if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her
Right?
and give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman and when I came to her, I found her not a maid.
Right, and this word maid is going into a virgin, a literal, like she has her virginity. So he went into her, he found her not a maid, right? Because how marriage was conducted in the ancient world, they have a feast, right? And then they'll make a marriage chamber and a man to go lie with her on white sheets, right? Read on.
It says, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate.
You see that? That's that tokens of, is it tokens 7? Start at 7 and,
Verse 1.
I want tokens 7 and give verse 16. I want to get straight to the point.
Book of Tobit chapter 7 and verse 16. And Wagel, after Wagel called his wife Edna, and said unto her sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither.
You see that? It says, prepare another chamber. That's talking about the marriage chamber, right? And had a bed, lay down the white sheets. That's known as the token of virginity, because they lay down with the woman, break the hymen, and then the blood is spilled on the sheets. That's the token of her virginity. Because men married virgins in the ancient world, right? Because they wasn't supposed to be hopping from man to man, because they was stuck with a man for life.
Yeah, if you tell Eve that now, they're gonna get offended, man. If you say, look, I want a virgin, they're gonna get mad at you. Like, they might cuss you out. Yeah, I seen that,
Can't
man.
actually get mad.
Yeah, I seen that.
You got people selling their virginity. Like, on the land, they actually sell their virginity for prices like millions, like their virginity, literally nowadays.
Wow. Wow. But Con, so that's that token of virginity.
I got a picture too, a video.
Our value is far above rubies.
Not them.
Yeah, but that's wicked, man. No selling your virginity, you know. Yeah, Eve get mad at that now. He talking about he want a baby. What you talking about, right? You living in the, what they say? You living in the,
It's 2022.
it's 2022, man. You living in that, well, I don't know, man. Eve just wicked, man.
It's not the old time.
Yeah, that's it. This not the old
How
time.
you get mad at a man for?
What world you living
When
in?
somebody clean.
Right, but they be having so much expectations for a man. Right, but when you tell a woman, look, I want a virgin, they get mad at you,
One
man.
expectation.
They want to be city.
And that's normal inside of the world. That's normal, bro. That's normal.
They want you to have $1 million, be buff, mighty as beard,
Imagine telling that.
sweet whip,
Imagine.
a mansion.
Yeah,
But you just want her to be a virgin.
a lot of these Eves don't even cook, man. Right, throw you some bread and some bologna, man. You say deal with it,
Nigga.
right?
I got a
And they just kind
They
of
don't
sit on the
clean.
foundation.
They don't
You
know
build the foundation, but just sit on the foundation.
You know?
They don't know how to clean.
Can't wash dish.
Imagine one of Solomon's wives
still
saying,
got
"Hold on, I'm
marks
not a
on it."
virgin, but I still want you to take me." What? $700.
Got hair all over the bathroom.
Man, her hair at that.
Not even her hair. Weed.
Yeah, right. We That's somebody else.
You wicked, man.
It's mine, I bought it.
Oh, you can keep reading in 22 and
It's yours, is mine.
Book of Deuteronomy,
16.
chapter 22, and verse 16. It says, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hath hated her.
right,
And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her,
Right.
saying, I found not thy daughter a maid.
right,
And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity,
right.
and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
You see that? So that token of virginity is a cloth, a white cloth that they laid on, right? That they had sex on, man, in the marriage chamber after they had the feast. Then they went and consummated that marriage, right? That's how marriage was conducted in the ancient world.
Right.
Right? Keep reading.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
Right? They gotta chastise that man. Right? So stop thinking a woman is a second-class citizen to the Lord, man. When did the Lord ever say that, man? Right? If you kind of lying on the woman about being a virgin, hey, the elders, they'll chastise you, man. Right?
That's slander her name.
Right? They'll beat your ass, man.
Yeah.
Right? Keep reading.
It say, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver,
That's a lot, man. 100 shekels of silver, read.
and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days.
Right, so now he can't put her away all the days. Because get Deuteronomy 24 and 1.
Deuteronomy 24 and 1.
Right?
When a man have taken a wife and marry her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he had found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house.
You see that? So in the ancient world, they could actually put their wife away for finding some kind of uncleanness, some kind of indecency behavior that they didn't approve of. Right, let's get that in the blue light.
And so like Jake took that and ran with it. Right? Jake took that, any little thing that his woman did, oh, I'm about to write this bill of divorcement. And he kicked her out the house.
Right, so we finna pull up.
And that's why Christ said, don't doing that, because you just call it adultery. You just you basically pass it around.
Yep.
It says,
Change, you look at change.
it says, pudina, right? Nakedness of a thing, indecency, improper behavior, exposed or undefended. Right? Because when you read the uses of this word, right, And nakedness even used it when it was talking about Babylon, right? In Isaiah 47:3, where it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, right? So that's what it's going into, and it says that uncleanness, that shamefulness, you find that within your wife, they'll write her a bill of divorce. That's in Sirach. I can't think of the verse where it says, right, what is that, Sirach 25?
Sirach 25 verse. It say cut her off from the flesh.
Oh, that's the end of, that's the last verse in Sirach 26.
It's Sirach 25.
26.
Yeah, 25, 26.
If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh, and give her a bill of divorce, and let her go.
You see that? So they was giving bill of divorces. But you kind of lie on her. Now the judgment is you got to pay up, get chastised, and now you got to kind of deal with her, man. You can't put her away all the days of her life. Right, that's literally a judgment, man. Because now you can't just put her away for nothing. You got to literally deal with her forever because of your wickedness, man.
You can't lie with nobody. I mean, anybody. Just anybody. She look nice. We got the same fringes.
That's
Same characteristics.
We like the same movies. We married her.
Yeah, Jake is simple like that. Oh, we eat the same foods. You know, we went to the same school,
She like Dragon Ball Z.
right? Hey, Jake is simple, man. We both like anime,
She like clothes.
right? We both wear glasses.
She like her tailor.
We both like green.
Right, pull up this tokens of virginity. It's not popping up.
We both just Israelites.
For some reason, it's hard.
We both the same height.
We both believe in the lunacy.
Yeah, that's not a reason to marry someone, man.
I like the way her hair wrap sit up tall.
You know,
It's white.
you gotta have foundation with that woman,
We
man.
both like
Right.
jewelry.
That's not popping up.
Y'all have to be profitable both for each other through the spirit, right?
Oh yeah, that'll work. Check this out.
I got loyalty.
She got a nice body.
Yeah, man, Jake. The scriptures say, "Give not thyself over to a light woman." The scriptures say, "Don't be hasty to credit, man." So if you just meet a woman, you can't just go into her and say, "Look, that's my wife now," right? Because you're gonna get jammed up. She's gonna turn into a whole demon, man. She's gonna turn into a dragon. Hey, man, all hell's gonna break loose in your house. She might be a damn witch and you don't even know, man. Right? She looking at you while you sleep. She looking at you. Like her eyes. She got some sage
She got a
burning.
damn
You're
altar.
like, what the hell, man?
She got an altar.
What's
in her
up, man?
mind. That ain't breaking.
Yeah, she got an altar in her closet, you know,
I heard actually he say that. She
crystals.
said, I got an altar I pray to. It's my God.
Well, you had the white woman set up an altar for abortion, man. I believe you put that video up. You know what I'm saying? She set up an
It's
abortion.
damn token of virginity.
She said, look, if you're gonna get the abortion, make sure you do an altar. You know, make sure you have everything set up right.
Damn.
Right? Basically saying give reverence to Baal.
That's what you said.
You know, Molech. Leviticus 26.
And
It's
this
like
is
20.
And this is the video of the nations keeping this tradition. That's the tokens of virginity.
The nations.
It's not good.
That's the nation. That's
Ishmael.
Ishmael.
And that's proof that, you know,
And that's actually mighty, man. You're talking of virginity, man. That's I'm sure that was a big thing, man. Father probably had it. Kind of folded somewhere, man. Hid somewhere. Man. I'm sure that's what the father did, man.
God. Yeah, it was a mighty day, man. Right? That's a marriage. Right?
That's gotta be a mighty feeling, man.
Right? Now, of course, the nations don't got salt, you know.
God.
Right? Doing all that. We wasn't doing that, man. We wasn't playing no Ishmael music. Right? And we was turning up in righteousness, man.
Like David.
Right? Like,
I'm gonna come
you know, we was, you know, it was a beautiful day, man.
7 days feast.
You know, feasting, eating good, you know.
They don't like cooking like Israel. They ain't cooking like Israel.
You know.
They not.
You got it, bro.
Yeah.
It's, you can bring
Bring out Exodus 21 and 32.
I got a lot too.
You said verse 31.
I was about to say Deuteronomy 21. Got this right here. Like,
Oh yeah, bring out Deuteronomy. You can bring out Exodus 21 and 31.
The book of Exodus chapter 21, verse 31.
So certain laws, they pertain to a marriage, other pertaining to the rulers of the people. You know, and you got other laws that pertain to animals as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're not exempt.
Yeah.
Even the animals, they work fast, you know? So you got it.
It's the book of Exodus chapter 21, verse 31. Whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to this.
Verse 30.
Verse 30.
It's like, yeah, you're right. 31.
Verse, Exodus 21, 31.
It's like, start 29. 28. Yeah, let's get 28.
28.
Let's just get 28.
All right now. This the book of Exodus chapter 21 and verse 28. If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned.
Because that ox killed them. He killed them.
Yeah. That ox mind isn't right. It's sick.
Yeah, he's not right.
And Salakia, they do that with dogs. Esau do that today, man. Right, let a pit bull kind of run up on you while you going for your job and bite the hell out of you, man. That dog got to get put down.
I think they call it the one bite rule.
That's what gore mean to butt with the horns.
Yeah, that dog got to get put down, man.
It's not like a bee sting. The horn, they have a huge horn.
Ox kind of.
Turn
Let's
to-
look up an ox.
Yeah, they turn into Swiss cheese.
And real quick, man, animals can be sick as well, man. Right, the environment they grow up in, how they were raised. Because you got to raise animals a certain kind of way. You have to train them up.
Look at this, bro.
Shit.
You pretty much being stabbed.
That's
So
just pushing.
imagine if this thing run up on you.
They'll flip you
There
over.
was a video of Issachar, he was doing the shit with the bulls and the horn went through his wherever.
I think I seen that.
And then went out his mouth.
Damn.
It's kind of tears. I think I saw what I think it was Moab. They was working the elephant to death.
Shamar.
They was working the elephant like almost to death, and the
Yeah.
elephant like flipped out.
Yep, I seen that.
That's why you're supposed to give your cattle rest upon the Shabbat day.
Muzzle.
Right? You can't muzzle the ox as well. Most I believe we're gonna get into that precept. But you have to make sure your cattle is well nourished. Right? You gotta make sure they're taken care of, they're getting enough sleep. Right? And make sure they're getting their rest, man.
So look at his bullhorn too.
It's such a big animal that it don't even matter if you get stabbed by the horn or not. If it trample you, you don't.
Like-
That's
like-
real quick.
Another point inside Rock 30 and 8, it say a horse not broken becometh headstrong. So you gotta break horses as well, man.
Breaking down.
Right? Yeah, you gotta domesticate that horse. Right? Because if you don't, a wild horse, man, oh man. Think about it, you never really seen a wild horse, man, because they domesticated animals. If they run wild, all hell gonna break loose.
They not scared of nothing.
You know, they
I
not.
say that in Job.
Like,
You know,
They run towards guns.
you know, so there you have it, man.
it's like- and actually, if y'all do your research on the Persians, they use horses. Horses were strong as hell.
Yeah.
In war.
I believe that's in Job.
Yes, and Job.
39,
They
38.
fearless.
Yeah, horses used to be fearless.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing with lions. Lions turn not away from any. That's in Proverbs 30 and 30.
We lions.
Right. You know.
You got it.
It says whether he have till I got jump. It says if an ox gore a man, verse 28, if an ox gore a man or a woman that they
So like you real quick, King, we gotta look up that word gore.
Oh,
good
yeah,
Jake.
yeah.
Oh, you already looked it up?
It
Oh, so
means to butt with horns.
Alright, so like that one, man. So like
yeah. It says 21, 28. If an ox gore a man or a woman
Right.
that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit.
Right. You can't eat it either. Because, you know, again, it got a spirit on it.
You know, Jake.
It's off.
yeah, that demon gonna hop on you, man.
Yeah. And spirits jump on animals. Don't think spirits only jump on people and, you know, the nations. They jump on animals as well. That's why a lot of these animals today, they're bugged out. You know, Esau put that negative vibration upon their land. So now you got two male penguins just kissing and making
Freaking
out.
off, man.
You got two male lions just galloping in the sunset.
Yeah.
You know, there's no end to how these animals behave towards each other. And we're not going to get into all the details, but you know, because it's vile. Real quick, let's finish this real quick.
Verse 29. It say, but if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it had been testified to its owner.
Right. Yeah, more accusation. Hey, he did this. What are you going to do about it? Hey, it's not that bad. It's not that serious. He's a good animal.
That's like Jake in his pit known for being mean and getting out and attacking.
Yeah, they say, he don't bite. He don't do that. He just had a
He got
bad day.
teeth that bite.
Did you do something to it? So, yeah, that's off.
Right?
It's
Yeah, it goes directly with this. Get Luke 8 and 30.
you got it. You bring it up.
All right.
No, you can bring it up so we can
It's the
stay
book
on
of
this.
Luke 8 verse 30. Yahushua asked him, saying, what is thy name? And he said, Legion, because many devils were into him.
And Legion, that's about 2,500, man. Right? It's up there, man. Might be more, you know.
And they besought him that he would not command them to go out to the deep. And there was a herd of many swine feeding on the mountain. And they besought him that he would suffer them to enter into them. And he suffered them. Now, would you go eat some pigs that's demons that went into?
Yeah.
Hell no.
You got a lust demon in that pig. You got a murder demon, a homosexual demon in that pig. Right? So you eating of that pork chop and then you start thinking some things, man. Yeah, man. Now you want to wear makeup, man. Right?
How you cutting yourself?
Yeah, now you cut yourself. You ate that pig.
Now I went here, you feel me? You if you would have ate that dead ox, you might go around trying to headbutt brothers and sisters. You got a spirit on you, you trying to gore people.
If you ate pork in the world, you like it real quick. If you ate pork in the world, every time you finish eating that pork, you feel real sluggish, right? You feel down.
Feel like a damn pig.
Yeah, you feel like a pig, man. You feel greedy, man. Right? Damn, well, you know.
Ain't fat in the mouth.
Alright, so we got the size of the Roman army, Roman legion. Each legion had between 4,000 and 6,000 soldiers. Right? Now, if you want to know a little bit more about it, there's a documentary on Netflix called The Roman Empire.
Yeah.
And he touched on the legion, the cohort, because you can't just send a large number of people to war. You have to be strategical, right? Sometimes you may need a legion, other times you may need a cohort, other times you may need a certain band, you know? So, now,
1,000, right? Like 1,000.
And then
something to that effect.
And he also said, I can pray for 12 legions or 6 legions to come up, angels to help him at that time.
All right.
Think about how many angels is that?
Yeah, so, yeah, that's, damn, yeah.
And then the angels could kill 185,000 men, like he did in 2 Kings 1935. He could have killed the whole earth.
That's right.
He wanted to. That's what he was saying when he was saying.
Yeah, because one angel of the Lord took out the Assyrian army, man.
Yeah, 2 Kings 1935.
All right. You got it.
All right. It says, if the ox were what to push with his horn in time past, and it have been testified to his owner, and he have not kept him in, but that he have killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner also shall be put to death.
Right. So they're he's an accomplice. They're murderers together.
Accessory to crime.
Yeah, he watched and he know that his animal is responsible for the death of these people. Now you gotta die. That's your sidekick.
Violent.
Yeah.
It's a violent ox.
Oh, hold on, I didn't know. Maybe I just kept pushing it off.
Somebody told you, hey man, your boy tried to attack your ox tried to attack my daughter.
No, he didn't. We're the witnesses. I don't think so.
Everything's of the Lord.
Yeah.
And you know your ox kind of crazy.
And they can say maybe he got judged. So that's off. So
Jake said,
It say
verse killed somebody.
It say verse 30. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom
it's
of
like,
his
can you read
life.
that again?
Verse 30. It say, if there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him.
Right.
Whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him.
Right, you gotta cough up some dough. Go ahead.
If the ox
And that's life insurance.
Yes.
That's exactly and you gotta get recompense.
Yes, like a lawsuit.
Yeah, you getting sued essentially.
It say verse 32, if the ox shall push a man's servant or a maid servant,
It's like an agreement in a settlement, but you got it.
he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
You read verse 32?
Yes, you want me to go all the way back?
No, you can read that one more time, I'm sure.
Verse 32. Verse 32. If the ox shall push a man's servant or a maid servant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
Now that's if they just push him, right? Just kind of.
Your slave. That's your slave.
Hey, that you jam up your body, kind of break a leg, whatever.
So,
And you got a family to take care of
Break your
too.
neck.
And that's his slave. You messing up his work. You messing up his money too. It's a servant.
That's right.
You got to stone the ox.
And verse 33, and if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his.
Now he could have been making that pit for a body. I don't know, maybe not a body, perhaps a fence. There's no telling.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, if you
That's even in Esau, if you don't put the wet sign, the floor is wet sign, you can sue 'em.
That's right. You can definitely sue them. Even in construction, they tell you to put a long piece of wood or whatever and kind of spray paint it, or put some type of tag on it to let the others know, hey, if you lift this up, it's a hole.
Even if you're an electrician, where when you cut off certain breakers, you have to have a tag and hold the breaker, because if they open it, they
Lockout
can
tag.
Yeah, it get electrocuted. You mess with the breaker.
See that? So these laws are put into place to ensure the safety of Israel. Don't think, oh, you know, this is boring. Hey, this is your life. That's not. This is your life. This is how you handle situations. And best believe you got brothers that have dogs in Israel. If that dog bites somebody, then we picking up stones. You know, you can't say, well, hold up, that's an ancient world. You can't do it. This is my dog.
So they say you gotta keep them in.
That's the law.
That's the law.
Don't do it forever.
And that's not hard to. Just put your dog down. Kind of give it up.
Yeah, you gotta,
You know, you gotta take it out your house.
you gotta sit it
We don't have
down.
a big settlement anyway. Nowadays,
Yeah.
settlements.
Because that brother may sue you too. You know,
It's literally in the scriptures.
That's in the
you have to do that. Ain't no, that was the old ancient world. I don't know. I think that was done away with too.
Back in China.
No righteous, bro.
No righteous. You got a dog and he bites somebody.
You gotta keep them.
You're through.
You
You know.
Even the
You gotta
babies
have
like
a big walk too.
Yeah.
gotta keep them in.
Cause you got guns nowadays, you just shoot it. Nah, back then, 3 big walks, drop him on his head.
That's basically shooting.
You got. There's been times where, and this sucks because this is show you how contrary Esau is, where a dog bit somebody and he shot him, and sometimes the dude that shot him get condemned.
Yeah.
You know.
Esau,
You didn't have to shoot him.
It's my life. Just want to sit there and get
Esau,
bit up.
Esau dude, they give you more time for killing a dog than Jake.
Was that the last part?
No, it's more.
March.
Verse 35. And if one man's ox hurt another's that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it.
And that's deep.
And the dead ox also they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox have used to push in time past, and his owner have not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own.
Right, so this is what you call a discrepancy. Right, just because an ox kills somebody doesn't always mean or result in it being put to death. Right, this is
might
what
be
those
accident.
counts.
They kill somebody else's ox.
Yeah, animals are still animals at the end of the day. They move off instinct. They don't have rational thoughts. They don't have wisdom and discernment like we do.
You think this thing got wisdom?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, well, an ox, that's a dumb animal, man.
He's not gonna break down commandments to you.
1-3.
That's not
The
cute.
ox knows its owner, man.
Yeah.
But at least you know.
A wild ass, man. Right?
What's ox?
Yeah, a dumbass, man. Well, that's in the scriptures, man.
God. That's like
Dumbass.
Dumbass speaking.
Yeah.
That's second Peter, I believe.
Look, it's just an animal, man.
You don't know what's going on. Look at it.
He's like he just eat grass.
You just eat grass and just live. That's it.
You have no understanding.
And he's void of wisdom. Nothing, it is what it is.
Not trying to get on the
The
animal.
Lord personified us. The Lord said, "We that
Hey, the Lord compared Jake. Yeah, you're right. The Lord compared Jake, who don't know their nationality.
to these." That's what they are
That
though.
motherfucker don't know his left from his right.
We still love animals in this thing.
God.
This
Y'all
man-
hate animals.
Making a point, man.
Yeah. We don't want Jake to say, y'all hate him. Y'all was getting on that ox. Y'all did a cold cut on that ox.
He don't know what's going on.
God. Alright, so there you have it, man. So it's laws on how to deal with cattle, right? Certain stipulations in the law when it comes to that. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 21 and verse 18.
But Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 18, Deuteronomy 21, 18, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son.
So you might have a stubborn and rebellious son. You tell him do this, he don't want to do it. You tell him go take care of the ox, he don't do it to the next day, the morning thereof. You got the pigs, everything is just out of order, man. Right? Your farm is just completely in distraught because your son is not doing what he's supposed to do. Okay, read on.
If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother.
Right, so he's going off, because don't the scriptures say honor thy father and mother? Right, but he don't want to obey the voice of his father and his mother. Here it is, his father telling him, look, hey, son, I need you to do this for me. I need you to go get the cattle. I need you to go feed the sheep. Right? Keep reading.
And that when they have chastened him,
right? They might have, beat him, right? Beat him on the side.
Spare not the rod.
You know what I'm saying? Spare not the rod, like the scriptures say. They beat him, they chastised him. They went through all the steps it is to take care of a son. To chastise him in righteousness. Keep reading.
Will not hearken unto them.
And he still doesn't listen. Right? Because sometimes that happens, man. You can beat your child and they still don't listen. They just rebellious. Okay, they got spirits on them. Keep reading.
Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him.
Right, so grab him up. Read on.
And bring him out unto the elders of his city.
So when you get brung out to the elders of the city, you know it's serious, man. You got the elders, right? The judges and the rulers. Right, keep reading.
And unto the gate of his place, and they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious.
He's what?
Stubborn and rebellious.
He's stubborn and rebellious. Read on.
He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton.
A what?
A glutton.
He is a glutton. All right, look up that word glutton, man. Right? We gotta look these things up. What is a glutton?
Disobedient.
Because certain people might read that and say, well, it sounds like this, or maybe it's no. You gotta look things up. A glutton to be well.
That's not it. You gotta Google it. You gotta marry him. That's not really.
Well, we'll read this real quick. It says to be worthless, be vile, be insignificant, be light. But it also says a riotous eater. Riotous. Meaning all he do is just eat, man. He keep going into the yard, getting the ox, right? Hey, the dad come home from work, his damn ox all slayed, and he's skinning the son is skinning it.
That's the right definition to be vile.
Yeah, man. He
insignificant.
Yeah, he just continuously eating of the cattle, man.
Slugger.
Yeah.
It's a damn slugger to make light of a squanderer.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's Jake, man.
Right? He rolling the
It's like the kid who played the game all day.
Yeah, he rolling the bones in the house, right? Eating of the cattle, just going to hell.
It's that kid who don't take a shower and play the game all day.
Yeah,
That's a glutton.
That's right.
His room stink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably fat.
Give me
That is a Jake, bro.
what's that? Give me Proverbs.
All you do is play Fortnite.
And 2K.
Salakia. Give me Proverbs. I believe it was 28:7. What I want.
Damn squander.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right,
Proverbs 28:7.
The book of Proverbs 28 verse 7. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son.
You got to keep the law so you can be a wise son. Now, a wise son is going to honor his father and his mother. Right? Do service unto his parents like as unto his masters. Right? If your mother tell you wash dishes, go wash them damn dishes. If your mother say take out that trash, go take out that trash. If your mother say cut that big ass yard, you got to cut it, man. It might take you some time. You might not want to do it. You kind of had things set up and planned, but you got to fit that into your schedule because you have to honor your father and your mother. Yeah. Keep reading.
But he that is a companion of riotous men.
Riotous men. All they want to do is riot in the daytime. They want to drink. They want to freak off. Because you had you had men like this in the ancient world, man. Everybody in the ancient world wasn't just righteous, man. You had people that freaked off. They ate so much, right? They was obese. Okay, they didn't care about their health. Right? All they wanted to do was damn roll dice. Because Jake was doing that in the ancient world. Rolling dice. Right, hanging out in front of the marketplaces, dancing, right? Yeah, I wish y'all spoke on that, man. They like kids, right? Here it is, they out there in front of the marketplace with their garments on, just hanging out, drinking wine, loitering, being loud, being belligerent, gambling shekels, right? What else they was doing, man?
They was at the drug spots. We did the cold cut.
Yeah, they was at the drug spots, man. You know how Jake be out there with them dogs, man. Just outside with his dog.
Just sitting there
Just
with
being a nigga. They was out there with their goats, man. Just out there.
damn eyes.
They was out there with their ox, just damn.
They
Just
had
being
dogs.
out
They
there.
had dogs in the ancient world too.
Yeah, they had their little darts on their hip, man.
They had dogs.
Yeah,
Just
swords on their
Sitting
hip.
on the block with the dogs.
It was swords on it.
2 swords, armored, fully armored out.
It said Isaiah, thy sons have fainted. They said in the corner of every.
Oh, well, bring it out, man. Bring it out.
Yeah.
That's a glutton right there. Glutton is like a riotous eat. Because when you look at the different
51 and
uses,
20, I believe.
like when you look at the different uses of a glutton real quick, it go into a drunkard, a glutton, a riotous eater. I mean, all these different things, man. Foul, all that is just going into being a glutton. You overeating or you're just a lazy, damn, you insignificant, man. You worthless, man.
Overindulging.
So overindulging in things.
Yeah.
So glutton goes into, overeating and just being foul and just slothful.
Give me Luke 21 and 34. You bring that out, Isaiah 51 and 20.
It's nothing new under the sun. I can't imagine. It is shooting dice. They said swords on their hip.
Isaiah 51:20.
They ox fights.
It say thy sons have Isaiah 51:20. Thy sons have fainted.
Thy sons have fainted, man. Right, so our sons have fainted. Right, even in the ancient world, you had sons that was fainting. Keep reading.
They lie at the head of all the streets.
They lie at the head of all the streets. So they was in Jerusalem doing this, man, at the head of all the streets. Right, they probably was in Nazareth going off. Right, different cities throughout Israel, they was just being wicked and off, man.
It's significant, man.
You know,
God damn it.
As a wild bull in a net.
as a wild bull in the net. Have you ever seen a wild bull? Right, I think Issachar, they be trying to tame the bulls. Right, they be having like bull rides. Yeah, hey that bull will tell you what, man. Right? And you fall off that bull, you better hurry up and jump over that wall, man. Cause that bull gonna be after you, right there, chasing after you. Damn.
40 miles per hour.
You know?
Like,
Yeah.
Jay called himself a young bull.
Yeah. Jake. Keep reading.
That's
It
crazy.
said they are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
Right, so they going through the curses. Right, so go back to matter of fact, who had what?
Deuteronomy and then
Luke 21:34.
Yeah. The book of Luke chapter 21, right?
Yeah, 34.
Verse 30, Luke 21, verse 34.
Right.
And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time you hearts be overcharged with surfeiting.
Surfeiting. Look up that word surfeiting.
Yeah,
Surfeiting. Right? Because we got to go into these words. It doesn't mean he's surfing, right? He's surfing the waves. No, man. You got to look up words. Surfeiting.
SURFEITING.
overindulging.
You can't just it sounds like this, so maybe it's that.
That's what surfeit means.
It say surf. Nah, that's suffer, brother.
No, that's it.
That's
That's it.
a-
I got it.
Surfeit.
Ancient world. It's an excess amount of something.
I was looking at y'all done pulled up. But yeah, surfeiting an access amount of something.
Surplus.
It's a access, surplus, abundance over supply.
Similar. Gold.
Super abundant.
Super abundance.
Dang.
Right, so you can't be surfeiting in this thing. You can't, too much access of anything is bad for you.
Look at the verb for it. Look at the verb for it. It say cause someone to desire no more of something as a result of having consumed or done it to access, gorge, overfeed, overfill.
Glut. See that? Glut, cram, stuff. Right, so you just stuff, man. You cram, you're a gluttonous man.
Overindulged.
You're overindulged. Give me that about the cola. Give me that. I believe that's
All
Iraq.
right, yeah.
Yeah, give me that. It's Iraq. What's
That's
that?
very
30?
good.
I always forget that. It's Iraq 30.
What is that?
30.
What is that?
It's surfeiting.
It's Iraq 31.
And it's one.
Yeah, I started at 19.
31 and 19.
Gosh.
Book of Sirach to the 31, Sirach 31 and 19. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
A little is well sufficient for a man well nurtured. Right? So a man that's healthy, right, and take care of his body, he doesn't need a lot of food to sustain himself. Right? He might can eat fruits and vegetables and be okay.
Right.
You got it. Like a boss.
And And he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed.
And he fetcheth not, he's not having heart attacks, man. I believe Cali Muscles, he had a heart attack, man. He fetched his wind upon his bed. Right, because he's a damn glutton. It don't matter if he got muscles and he's all big and browly. Right, you still could be unhealthy in the inside, man.
Yeah. A lot of them that be doing that like muscle things, they be real unhealthy. They dehydrate their muscles.
Let me look that up real quick.
Steroids.
Because he fetched his wind upon his bed,
I
man.
don't know if he died yet, though.
Well, I don't think he fetched his wind for sure.
Too much muscle, man.
He's super calm, bro.
He
Super,
be scoffing against the Israelites.
super.
Yeah, you do.
So Cali Muscle Hospital.
That's the calm. Search what Colin. Call me Carnal.
Who is that guy?
Search what
I never
Colin.
heard of
Yeah, ugly muscle head.
It's a bodybuilder Cali Muscle hospitalized after a heart attack.
See that?
Says some don't get a second chance. So he had a heart attack. It said he woke. It said he woke.
He got the honk. I'm about to pull him up.
It said he woke up. Hold on, I gotta get the story, man. He woke up in the middle of the night upon his bed, man.
Damn.
Search what video.
That's crazy.
Hold up, we gotta get it.
Upon his bed.
Right there.
Damn, look.
That's the scriptures.
Damn down.
Look. Damn.
Zoom in to the right. Look up to the right and the left.
It's a
Carnal.
See
It's
that?
a, what
That's
happened-
ridiculous. Let me bring this out.
what happened to Cali Muscle? So like, it's a Cali Muscle revealed via his YouTube channel that he had been hospitalized after suffering a heart attack, calling it the scariest moment in his life. Reports claim that the 46-year-old was suffering chest pains that he believed were heartburns before his girlfriend took them to the hospital. Right, so I read this happened that night. Right, he kind of woke up, he couldn't breathe, he was giving chest pain, he was fetching his wind up on the bed.
Damn, bro.
Right? According to Fitness Vault, the bodybuilder claimed that his artery was 100% clogged
Damn.
before taking to his YouTube channel to provide his health update.
Hey, please search up a video of him eating food.
And this who people look up to and want to be like.
Yeah, go to.
Go to a video of him he do all food. It's funny, but
Well, just get a picture
I got a quick precept too.
of him
Without getting there.
eating.
For the edification.
Yeah, just for edification. You got it, brother. Bring it up.
Can you get Cyrect?
That's all. Now, why do you
That's
have a heart
what he
attack,
owns.
fat ass?
So he was asleep. He was asleep at night. He was damn snoring. Then he said, right? Then he down woke up and he had chest pains, man.
That's bad.
And they had to rush him to the hospital.
Oh, that he be eating that.
But look, he eating down Burger King, damn Popeyes, damn all kind of fried
Big
foods.
ass.
And look at that smile on his face, man. Hold on, go back to that picture.
That's a lust face.
That's a glutton, man.
Vile, useless.
That's a gluttonous man. So that's what the scriptures is talking about. Men like Kali muscles, man. Okay? Go back to that, King.
Book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time you hot be overcharged with surfeiting.
Right, access. Read on.
And drunkenness.
And drunkenness. Read on.
And cares of this life.
And the cares of this life. Read on.
And so that day come upon you unawares.
Right? Plain upon table. Now go back to.
I got a quick precept, man.
Alright, bring it out, King. We gotta go back to it.
Everything
Keep
on
going
the
to it. This is Iraq. This is Iraq 37 and verse. Really, this is like 5 verses. It says, "My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything." Right? It says, "Be not unstable in any dainty thing, nor too greedy upon meat."
And these are dainty things, man. Things that's good to you. Might go get some Popeyes chicken with the biscuit, with the gravy, with, you know,
Mashed potato.
the potato, right? And that might be dainty to you, man. It makes you feel good.
everything on the
It
taco.
says,
Right.
it says, "For excess of meats bringeth sickness."
Bring of what?
Bring of sickness.
Bring of sickness. Bring of heart attacks. Bring of heart failure. You got it.
And surfeiting will turn into a choler.
A choler, disease.
Right?
Right.
By surfeiting have many perished.
Yeah, look up choler. I don't want to wing it.
C-H.
Right? I believe it's disease.
I was literally just reading this.
That's not how you spell it.
C-H. C-H-O-L-E-R.
Yeah. Kohler definition. Man. Oh. Alright, well. Know what to say in Hebrew?
Go to
Let's just go to it.
You said the king.
Go to Bible.
Such a similarity, such a synonym. Such a, they ain't gonna say, such a synonyms of color.
Yeah,
Such
just
a
search up
synonym.
synonyms, because for time's sake. What it say?
That's like in your body, kind of jammed up in your body.
Well, let's say, it say the bowel, by the superabundance of this fluid, anger was formerly supposed to be produced. Come on. I ain't buying that one. Right?
Obtained to chlorazine obtained from boracic acid.
I believe it just means sickness. Right?
But it can do all that too.
So ultimately it's just going into sickness. So you keep eating these different meats, it turns into sickness.
Excessively.
Right?
That's excessive.
Right? Even our forefathers, I highly doubt if they damn ate meat every single day, man. Right? That was really only for, occasions, special occasions, feast days, new moons, things of that nature. I highly doubt if they just ate it every day. You know what I'm saying?
It's carnal. Like a damn, Edomite. They love raw meat.
Yeah. Yeah, they might sear it 2 minutes on both sides, but then when you cut into it, it's bloody as hell. So they got Kohler, right? Sickness. You got it, brother.
Here we go.
All right.
So, yeah.
Kohler, also known as bile, is used in the sense of a disease, right? Parentheses, it says it's like a cholera, right? So cholera is an acute diarrhea. It's like a diarrheal disease caused by infection of the intestines with Vibrio cholera bacteria. That's where the word Kohler comes from, right? People can get sick when they swallow food or water contaminated with cholera bacteria. The infection is often mild without symptoms, but can sometimes be severe and life-threatening.
Kali muscle, right? So he was eating all that chicken. You can't eat all this stuff, man, and you think you're gonna just be okay. This chicken is injected with all kind of enhancements, right? If you check out the chicken in the 70s, they was a lot smaller than the chicken now, man. Chicken now, they on steroids, right? They grew up in a lab in China.
Esau said we have a third of the nutritional value that we used to have in the 50s.
Well, let me finish this up. Give me Deuteronomy 21. Let's go back to it. Shalak, go to verse 19.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 19. Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard.
He's a what?
A glutton and a drunkard.
Right, so he's a obese man, right? He access of everything. He drinks a lot, right? He just hang around the house. He doesn't want to obey his father and his mother. Keep reading.
And all the men of his city, and all the men of his city shall stone him with stones.
Shall do what?
Stone him with stones.
Right, so the Lord says, stone that man.
That he died.
He want to eat all day. He want to down roll dice. He want to hang out in front of the marketplaces and not do no manner of work. But he expect for his parents to take care of him. The Lord says, stone this wicked ass, man.
Yeah. He's an unprofitable tree. He's getting hewn down by man.
Keep reading.
So that he die, so shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear.
All right, keep reading.
And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death, and he be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree.
Oh, that's it on that. That goes into something else. Yeah, you got it, brother.
This is Iraq chapter 3, verse 16. He that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. And this talking about a righteous father. That's like a righteous mother and father. And just being a glutton to
evil. And we all know people like that too. That one sibling, that one cousin, just a good for nothing slob. You get us.
We encountered certain brothers like that, man. They always got their hand out, want to just be all up in your crib.
Never wanted to work.
Right, never want to work. You know what I'm saying? Going inside of your kitchen. What's in here?
Just open it up.
That's all. Not even asking the brother, hey brother, can I see, can I get some food, brother?
Man spirit.
He just kind of just, what's in here? What's this? What's this? Then he take it out. And he trying to read the ingredient. Brother, you just want some,
Man,
man.
you got a lot of cookies in here, man.
You got like, can we eat all this?
Yeah. Where you get these from?
Where you get these snacks?
Oh yeah, I had support. You just start eating it. Just any excuse to eat.
I'm gonna tell
He
you.
eat it and say, I don't know, let me get another one. I'm trying
Yeah.
to act like he don't like it the first time so he can get another one.
That help myself spirit.
Yeah.
Help myself to one of these.
Yeah, let me almost
Hey.
let me hold one.
Mama, I'm telling you,
He might pull a princess.
You don't want this.
He gonna say, he might pull a princess and feed
Mama, I
you.
say eat that.
Yeah, man. So you had Jake like this in the ancient world, man. So nonetheless, those are diverse laws in the scriptures, right? Get a closing precept.
James 1:21. Then close out.
All right, James chapter 1, verse
The
20.
book of James, chapter 1, verse 21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity and naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
Right, and this is the definition of superfluity.
It's a rather good one.
It reads this: surplus, excess, glut, right? Profusion, overload.
Embarrassment. Right, and that's embarrassing, man, to have a son like that.
Yeah.
You know?
You gotta lay apart all superfluity of naughtiness. It's not talking about, you know, freakadink naughty. It's talking about like you just perverted, you know.
Yeah. So stop eating too much, Israel, man. Be well nurtured. You know, you don't have to eat junk food every day, man.
Yeah, that's right. Stop reviling the gods.
Yeah.
You know, acknowledge when your animal's going off.
Stop
Your beast.
slandering, raising up false reports. You know.
That's right.
So Israel, get into these laws, man. You know, don't just watch videos all day. You gotta actually read. Scripture say, "Blessed is he that readeth." That's in Revelation chapter 1, verse 3, man.
That's right.
You gotta get into these scriptures.
With that, we're going to bid Israel Shalom. Abba Ratazah, Israel's been edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. That was the Sabbath lesson on diverse laws. Till next time, Shalom.
Shalom.
What is